JC Tonic is a natural drink filled with 18 herbs that will change your life. They work together to restore your energy, detoxify your bloodstream, and purifies your entire system.
Uric Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and or function of your body in various ways. But it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be representative of everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Uric Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.
So today, folks, we have an incredible story to tell you. It is the TonicMan podcast once again, and this time I'm talking to really someone close to me. Well, close in age, I should say. So I'm just now turning to my 88th year, and Robert is 81, I do believe. Robert, tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me what's on your mind.
Well, you're absolutely right, and I got to tell you, this product, I tell you, I was quite skeptical to start with. I got to tell you that, and this is life-changing for me. It's unbelievable. I started taking this 1/2 ounce at a time for the first couple of days. I want to tell folks right off the bat, don't take this for 2 or 3 or 4 days and then give up. Take this. Take it faithfully. I'll get back to this 1/2 ounce. After 2 or 3 days, I decided to go to 1 ounce. The first thing I noticed was crazy. The tone of my skin in my hands and my feet were turning a pinkish, healthy pinkish color. My hands, my feet, and the rest of my skin. And it took me back. I thought, my gosh, this is crazy. I even held my hands up in front of my wife because I thought maybe it was just in my mind. And I said, look at this. And she says, my God, your hands are pink. They're a beautiful pink color. I wish I could show them to you. Anyway, that just thrilled me. I got to tell you then, my story doesn't end there. I have neuropathy in my feet real bad for the last few years. I have numbness in my feet and toes. And when you have numbness in your feet and toes, it's neuropathy, and it's a shrinking of your nerves due to lack of blood flow. And what was amazing is after about 3 weeks on JC Tonic, I was moving my toes. And when you have numbness in your feet, you don't have very good balance, which I did not have. And suddenly I was able to wiggle my toes again. And as the days passed, feeling came back into my toes and quite a bit into my feet. It's decreased. The pain and the numbness has decreased probably 50%, and my balance is so much better than it did before.
Were you taking something for the neuropathy?
I was not taking anything but JC Tonic.
Prior, you never took any medications?
No. And then I did my research, and it said the reason for neuropathy is the little blood flow to your nerves. And then all of a sudden it started adding up. Well, the blood flow into my hands and feet, I can understand now I had some feeling in my toes.
Well, that's exactly what the tonic...
Absolutely. I thought, that's just amazing. I got to tell you, it goes on. I take it faithfully now. I take 1 ounce in the morning and I take 1 ounce in the evening. And I'm going to go on with my story. I had very severe arthritis in my hip and arthritis in my right shoulder where I couldn't sleep on my right shoulder because it would antagonize the pain. I have no pain in my right shoulder anymore. And the pain in my hip, I was taking 4 or 5 Excedrin and Tylenol a day because of the pain. I'm taking that now 3 or 4 about every 3rd day because the pain is not there as much. I have pain, but not nearly as bad as it was.
Wow.
And I asked myself, wait, is this a coincidence or what? But I start adding these things up, and I'm saying, and I've got even more to tell you. I had a rash on my chest for the last year. The doctor prescribed a couple of antibiotics, and we tried it, and it didn't go away. After about a month or so with JC Tonic, the rash is completely cleared up. I say to myself, now wait, Bob, is this coincidence or what? If it's coincidence, it's great. But I'll tell you what, as I increase my take of JC Tonic, things just more and more things that I didn't even anticipate.
And nothing else changed in your life. That's the only thing that you've
That's
added. Yeah.
that's the only thing that I did extra during. Now, I've been taking JC Tonic now for almost 3 months, 2.5 months, something like that, and all of those things have gotten better. My feet have gotten more. I have more feeling in my feet now, and certainly my toes. I can actually flex my toes now.
Wow.
And I'm a positive guy. I always have been. But I have to tell you another thing. Even my mood has gotten. I can't explain it. Other than it's just more balanced. It's kind of like, hey, I can handle it.
Everything is different. Everything is better.
Well, it just affected so many things that I didn't think, and it's good to. I suggest people take a journal and really keep track of what's happening, because oftentimes we get better and we don't think about it because we're better now.
Oh, I've heard that story all my life with this tonic. People say, "Oh, nothing much happened." I said, "Nothing?" And then they think their fingernails are better, their hair
Yeah.
is better, they poop better, they sleep better, they're happier.
Well, that's absolutely right. And I really encourage people to. I started out with the half ounce like was suggested, but I thought, no. And then I didn't have any bad reactions. So I went to an ounce, and I went to one in the morning, 1 ounce in the morning, and in the evening. And I take even a little snort during the afternoon. Now we're talking about JC Tonic here.
That's right. A little snort. Absolutely.
But anyhow, Anthony, it's great talking to you, and I just see improvement every day. What was really nice is getting that shoulder pain that I had, where I couldn't sleep on my right hand side. I don't have that pain anymore, so it's really nice to be able to sleep the way you want to sleep. My balance is so much better because, if we don't have feeling in our toes, it's hard to balance.
Well, it's hard to balance, and it's going to lead to finally people have toes amputated because it completely deteriorates.
That's exactly right. And I was so thankful because I can sit here and flex my toes, and and Anthony, I just swear, I just don't know, but this is how it's affected me.
Well, Robert, I tell you, there's a fellow member in Dallas who he's like Johnny Appleseed. He gives it to everybody and tells them to try it. And he actually knew somebody that was in a home because the neuropathy was so bad, the toes were now discolored, and they were talking about amputating his toes.
Yeah.
And he managed to convince the nursing home to allow him to give the guy the tonic. And in 4 or 5 months, the fellow walked out. His toes were back to the normal color.
That is life changing.
No kidding. Holy cow.
I mean, that is just life changing. And whenever, I'm 81 years old. And, of course, I have all these little ailments that I have. But, when you take something like JC Tonic and it improves every one of them, you say to yourself, that's enjoyable.
Well, that is
I was
exactly the reason we call it the youth solution, because in point of fact, your body has gotten younger. It has reversed, regenerated a number of things just because it's cleaning itself up. So you can take it to the bank. You're going to be smiling all the way to the pine box, whereas normally you wouldn't. You would be crying.
That is absolutely right. I just tell you, it really has made a difference in my life, and I'll let anybody know that for sure.
Well, that's the key now, Robert. You really have to pay it forward. You are so excited. You've had so many great things happen. Imagine all the 70 and 80 and 90-year-old people that are cringing, that they can hardly walk.
Oh,
They
I
have
know that.
neuropathy and all. Wow, you got a big job to do.
Well, I'll tell you, most of my friends have passed on in their 70s.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, and most of them have passed on in their 70s, and And although I have these little things that I have, those are improving, and I'm saying, it's just incredible. It's just incredible. It's beyond words, really, sometimes.
Well, we got to get you on a video. We'll set you up to get you organized to do a video because I want to see those pink hands. And we got to see the toes wiggling.
Oh, you won't believe! I swear, I'm looking at my hands right now, and even the wife laughed. She said, "My God, they're pink." And at the time, I thought, well, the blood flow didn't connect. And then when I got my feeling in my toes, I thought, it's about blood flow.
It's all about blood flow. You're right. The whole deal is the blood. Nobody understands it, and doctors don't even talk about it, but it's all in the blood.
Well, I thank you. I thank your family. I really do.
Well, I appreciate you, and I thank you for the call, and it is a great one. And there's going to be a lot of who are going to listen to it and look forward to having the same kind of results. So I appreciate
Anthony, it's a pleasure.
Me too. Thanks a lot, and we're going to talk again.
I hope so.
Thank you very much. Bye for now. Well, holy smokes, what can I say? What a story. Not that we haven't had some really remarkable, outstanding, miraculous stories over the 20, 30 years that we've been recording. We started with conference calls. Now we're doing the podcasts. Folks, we need more stories, not just from the 81-year-olds. How about from the 21-year-olds? Because this affects everybody positively, no matter who you are, no matter what age you are, no matter anything. Everybody in the world is made the same way, and it will help everybody maintain or reverse health issues. So try, of course, to not get ill. But if you are, give this a try, just as Robert did. He's 81 years old, for Pete's sakes. And it's working for him in spades. I mean, look at 3, 4, 5 different things. So I want this to be really remembered as the call of the year, because it's the last one of the year. And we are looking forward to many more podcasts beginning in January in 2026. And we need and would like you to contribute, just as Robert did. Somebody thought that the tonic would help him, and he finally decided to try it. You see, he said he was skeptical. Folks, I talked to hundreds, thousands of people, and 80% of them think I'm crazy. 20% of them would like to hear more. 10% of them don't want to wait. They want to try it right away. And why is that? Because they're at the end of their rope. They've tried everything. They're on medications. They're on other supplements. They're trying dieting. They're trying exercise. They're trying whatever it is. They can't lose the weight. They can't get rid of the pain. Their toes are getting number and number, and so on and so forth. It goes on and on. And now we have success stories. People's testosterone is shooting through the roof. People's hair is growing back. The fingernails are changing. Acid reflux is disappearing. Of course, they're all on our website. You can hear them all for a number of years. You should listen to them and pass them along to the people who suffer from the same thing, and let them have a chance to reverse their health issues. As you see, we are not curing anything. We do not call this a cure for anything. As a matter of fact, it is not for some particular system or some particular organ. You see, all the dietary supplement companies, they have something for the liver, something for the kidney, something for the back pain, something for the toenail fungus. I mean, it goes on and on. Just like the pharma companies, they have something for everything. We do not have something for everything. We have one thing for one thing, and the one thing is the human body. It's a whole body approach. Remember that old song, the leg bone was connected to the knee bone. Remember? Everything is interrelated. So if you're suffering from some kind of a digestive problem, it's possible that there are 2 or 3 organs that are not performing correctly. So when you clean up the blood supply, it touches every area, every part, everything from the tip of the toe to the follicle of the hair. And I use that one all the time, and it's really the best one to use for our call tonight because Robert had success to the tips of his toes. Imagine you don't feel your toes anymore. Holy cow. You must start to get frightened. And imagine all the people that are suffering of that you, all of you, can help just by suggesting. Wow. You got to pay it forward, everybody. That's the big play for 2026. So I wanted to end this call on a really, really positive note because we're going into a bang-up year in 2026, and we need all of you to put the pedal to the metal and start sharing this with people so they too can have these kind of results. And on that note, I want to wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, a very happy Hanukkah, a happy New Year, and a prosperous and healthy one for 2026. Looks like we're going to have a prosperous one, a lot of tax breaks for everybody, a lot of reductions in payments, a lot of, wow, it's going to be great. And of course, you can always make enough money when you share this tonic with other people to at least pay for what you use, you and your family and loved ones. If you do just that, you'll have paid it forward because you'll have a lot of people drinking it and they will do the same and so on. So help out as you have been helped by being introduced to this wonderful youth solution, the miraculous JC Tonic. Have a really, really happy, blessed holiday. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you next year. Don't forget, take an ounce and feel the bounce. Bye for now.